Hi, Gemini. I caught myself. I realized I hadn't pressed record. Okay, so this is your healing after a toxic relationship reading or how to heal. Haven't quite sure decided what I'm gonna call it yet. Um, anyway, healing after a toxic relationship, how to move on. Um, this is intended to be a romantic love reading, but it may resonate in other areas of your life. Certainly, any other kind of relationship or situationship you have going on. This also may resonate as yours or your person's moon rising or Venus sign, and check the description box below for everything else you would like to know. Okay, all right, so we have Page of Swords, Six of Wands, Nine of Wands, Tower card, could be Scorpio. King of Wands, that could be Aries, male or female. Five of Wands, and the High Priestess, Pisces or Cancerian. Alright, so, let's see. Alright, Gemini. You got someone that's not making a decision here, or wanting to kind of keep things sort of oblivious, or not oblivious, obscure, not really narrow anything down or decide on anything. And this is about you letting that go. You don't need someone that's not going to be on the same page with you, because that's exactly what your problem is finding someone that is invested in you and the relationship, not that's going to be kind of stubborn and just putting themselves first. You want someone that doesn't want to deal with any drama and just wants an easy flow and a united front and partnership. What's this Six of Wands for Gemini? It's this Six of Wands. The Sun. Could be two though, that you just found out that somebody is kind of keeping a few habits in secret from you. Like they've got maybe like some sort of small gambling problem or small, something that kind of they've been keeping in secret because they know it's kind of unsavory or unfavorable to the level that they do it. Like this isn't someone that's like, oh yeah, I'm going to play video games for a couple hours. Like this is someone that's like full on, 72-hour binge or something, and they don't tell you that. They just tell you they're really tired, and then they pass out for a day and a half. You're like, whoa, what happened? Nothing. I just was tired. That kind of thing. So it's not anything that's like really bad. It's just something that they're not telling you about either. That they kind of okay, all right, so the Sun card, that could be Leo. What's this Nine of Wands here for Gemini? What's this Nine of Wands? Hanged Man, could be Pisces. What's this Tower about? What's this Tower about? Whoopsie. This Tower about the Devil, that could be Capricorn. This is King of Wands. Okay. Alright, you know what? Here's the thing too. There's that secrecy. Them doing what they want to do. You know why? Because we've got kind of a child parent relationship here, and I hate to say that if it's a romantic relationship, but we've got somebody that you're constantly trying to make them be the partner that you think they should be, and you're dealing with a child. You're dealing with somebody that kind of hides things from you, that does what they want when they want, and they might tantrum, or they might give the silent treatment, or they might be kind of petty and stubborn and just not participate, and then in turn that triggers you or sets you off, and you might erupt. Maybe you've got a temper here, So this is, and then they get just as stubborn and they're like, I'm not, don't talk to me that way. I'm an adult. And you're like, well, act like one then. Like maybe show up for what you're supposed to as a partner. Like, how about that? So I'm not triggered or saying anything. I'm just, this is, I can see how this would be frustrating because you're just like, can we just decide what to do about the kids, what to do about the daily life, what to do about us? Some of you have kids, some of you don't. And this is someone that's still kind of wanting to do what they want to do and um, would prefer that over repairing a connection with you. Because this could be repaired if they would kind of want the same, like be on the same page with you as far as what you wanted for, and you, because this is your reading, so I'm looking at it from your point of view. This is something that could be fixed if they stepped up, but this is someone that doesn't want to do that. Um, this is someone that would rather let go of the connection than to have to kind of be the type of partner that you want. It's not that you're being unreasonable here. It's someone that simply doesn't want what you want. And yet, instead of letting go, you kind of get mad and maybe drag up the past or kind of imprison them or kind of make it so like there's some back and forth here going on. There's some arguing back and forth, and this is someone that wants nothing to do with it and just wants out because they feel trapped and obligated and imprisoned. And because of that, they use that as an excuse to indulge habits in private. Overeating, porn, gambling, excessive shopping, things that are kind of like turning into like, that could very easily get into kind of this out of control type of behavior, like over excessive spending or binge watching stuff and checking out on other responsibilities because let's be honest, we've got nothing but time now. But that doesn't mean that everything just falls apart. Like there still can be time for connection and doing things for each other and with each other and paying attention to each other, and this person is doesn't want that. And instead of you letting go and cutting things off, you become mad and confront them. I mean, for the Geminis I'm reading for, it very well could be that instead of letting go and realizing, you know what, this person is not going to be the partner that I want, they're immature or they just don't want things that I want, right? Some of you might have kids, which makes it harder, but instead of realizing that, you kind of hang on and want to fight with them. And they don't want to deal with any drama, you don't want to deal with any drama, but invariably wanting to go back and forth and argue and blame, and it makes them check out and hide and do things in secret and get stubborn, and it makes you go, you need to help me, you need to step up, you need to engage. What is going on? Why don't you talk to me? Why don't you? And instead of them meeting you at that level and being like, because this and that and whatever, instead of them caring enough to confront right back, they just check out and bail on you emotionally. And it's gotten to the point now where they're just over it and they don't want to deal with it because it's just too hard and it's just too much drama. And you're like, yeah, I feel the same way. I don't want it to be dramatic like this either, but somebody has to speak up for the kids or somebody has to care. And you don't seem to care. The more, so what's going on here, Gemini, it looks like the more you care and the more you pursue, the more they distance themselves and the more they pull back and the more they get secretive. And it's kind of becoming like you're the parent and they're the child and they're avoiding punishment from you. Like that's what's kind of going on here. What's this 5 of 1? And that's not a slam. It's just, this is the dynamics. It's like it's come to this because you've got someone that's just really avoidant here and not wanting to own up to what their part in this is. They just want to put themselves first and duck out. and avoid. What's this Five of Wands? It's just Five of Wands. Knight of Swords. There. Okay, so right here we got like being sneaky and temper tantruming and erupting and arguing and fighting and going back and forth, and just someone staunchly in their corner, and it's just a lot of chaos and drama because somebody won't take responsibility for their lack of participation, and it really stresses you out and it makes you go "Argh," and then they just evade and avoid and duck and feign, and what's this? It's very frustrating. It really is, because especially if you need to be able to rely on someone and they just constantly avoid responsibility, and you're just like, I should not be all alone in this relationship. Why don't you care? And the thing is this person doesn't even want to answer why. They have no answers for you, and that's what's hard, is that they don't want to have to give you any answers. And that feels pretty crappy. Like, I don't even matter enough for you to tell me goodbye or to tell me what's happened. No, because you shoot holes in it, and I don't want the responsibility. I don't want the obligation to have to make it okay for you. Like, that's their thinking. They don't want you to have to approve of why they don't want this anymore. And so they'd rather just leave you hanging and not tell you anything, and just do everything they can think of to cut this off, but without telling you directly. And so you end up feeling hurt and defeated and realizing that we're not on the same page, and I've tried and nothing, and your person still won't step up. What's this High Priestess about? Eight of Pentacles. All right. So what we have here is a failure to communicate. This is about you turning inward and strengthening that intuition of yours and working on yourself, working on your connection with spirit and with source and your connection with yourself. This is a time to pull back and to disengage and to focus on self-care. We've got nothing but time now, let's be honest, unless you're an essential worker or a first responder. Thank you for your one and the same, really. Thank you for your service. But this is about you not pursuing this person for a reason why anymore, not kind of punishing them or making them have to talk to you, but they're not going to. That's the only power they feel like they have in the situation, is to withhold from you, because they feel this is someone who, before you came along, was dealing with issues of needing to put themselves first and not really thinking too much about anybody else. They don't want the obligation or expectancy of them. This was before you two got involved. So this is not something you created or did. However, it is exacerbated by your very assertive energy to be like, I need some answers. I need you to be here when you're going to be here, or say you're going to be here. Da, 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 da. They don't want their accountability or responsibility. So instead of telling you that, they're just going to duck and cover and evade and avoid, which for the Geminis I'm reading for really sets you off. And they're happy to do that because that's the only power they feel like they have in the dynamic with you. So they're going to sit there and trigger and be passive aggressive, and you're going to be aggressive or like assertive aggressive, and it's not a good dynamic because it leaves you feeling very frustrated and unfulfilled, and it feels like you've got all this on your plate and you really don't. You could let go, but then that means you have to sit with realizing that they don't care. And it's almost like that's why you're still fighting, because somebody's got to care, and it's like, well, do they? No, because if they don't, why do you? And let's face it, because at one time you did. You both cared about each other. At one time this worked. At one time it was fun, it was dynamic, it was adventurous. And then they started checking out, and the more they checked out, the more you started to pursue. And instead of listening and realizing, oh, wow, we reached that point, you're starting to lose interest, huh? When they lose interest, it's not for you to make them more interested. It was for them to get their head back in the game, and they didn't. Which leaves you a bit nowhere. Still not yours to fix, though. So, instead of chasing after this person, it's about cutting off contact, focusing on self-care, seeing it for what it is. That they lost interest, and instead of being person enough to tell you, they just started kind of ducking out on any and all responsibility and leaving you high and dry, which really sucks. And it hurts because it's completely nullifying and negating. Like, that just makes you feel like crap, because it's like they don't care. They didn't even care enough to break things off with you. They just ghosted, and you're like, wow, really? After it was fun for a while, what the heck happened? And nope. So no more from you either. You pull back. No more chasing after them. All that effort you spend pursuing and wanting to, that gets to be put towards yourself now. Self-care, strengthening your connection with spirit and source, and just kind of you doing you now. We got 2 cards of work here and intuition. So this is all about you spending quality time doing things like, because we got nothing but time. This always makes me think of like meditative type work. Like, it could be straight up meditation or yoga. But this is also like gardening or cleaning out the garage. Something that's kind of mindless, but you're really cleaning out the clutter in your brain. You're really working through something. When you got your hands on something and you're working and kind of doing, it really helps to get rid of the stuff in your brain, or to help you sort out the stuff in your brain also, mentally organized. So this is that time for you to do that now. That's what you need to do, is no more pursuing this person and seeking understanding from somebody that's staunchly stubborn and evading and avoiding. This is you pulling back and working on your relationship with yourself and intuition, and practicing self-care and investing in your spiritual and emotional well-being and working on that. No more chasing after someone who can't be bothered to give you a straight answer. Pardon me, getting some water. So, because you deserve better, honestly. If you've got this much energy and pizzazz to give to a relationship, you deserve someone that's gonna be like, yeah, let's do it. You know, that meets that and like wants to go with you. Not that you have to hunt down to see what they want for breakfast. You know what I mean? What else for Gemini? What else for Gemini? This is not yours to fix. It's not because you're not enough. Time to rest. Time to pull back. Time to not pursue this anymore. Time to stop wanting answers from this person and start trusting your own intuition and what you are realizing and starting to understand. Maybe this is even about letting friends help you get through this while you cut this off, communication with this off, or only are communicating about what is necessary. Perhaps you have kids. But this is about trusting your tribe to let you see things clearly, trusting source, your intuition, working on you and yours, and getting your own life back in order, because there was a lot that you expended towards this over here, and it's time to get back to you, and all that energy gets put back in your own life, because they're telling you without telling you that they don't want this anymore. Believe them. You're not going to change their mind. It's wasted effort at this point. And you know what? They don't care enough about you to tell you to your face. Then there's your answer. No more. Rude. All right. What else for Gemini? Think on your feet. Yes, okay. So that's part of the thing that makes it really fun to be you, is that you are spontaneous and dynamic, and lots of energy and ready to do and go and have that can-do attitude. The bad thing is that it also means that you're the first one to step up to try and problem solve when things go awry. People like this take advantage of that. Well, I shouldn't say take advantage. I mean, maybe they do, but they take it for granted, in the sense that, oh, that's just them. They're always like that. They don't respect that about you. So this whole can-do attitude that you have and thinking on your feet, it's great for problem solving when there's two people that want to come up with ideas and work through something. It's bad when you're the only one thinking on your feet and coming up with ideas and working on things. This energy was spent chasing after this person and trying to problem solve and figure out what's wrong. No more. This is about you not jumping and all of a sudden, gotta fix it, gotta solve, gotta... This is about you taking that fix-it energy, and I know, easier said than done, but this is fix-it energy right here. This is fix-it energy. So this is about you taking that think on your feet energy and investing in yourself and your emotional well-being and self-care, and illuminating what is really going on and working on that. Not out there, going within and figuring out, all right, this is what I want in a relationship. Why didn't I check out when this person started? Well, because it was fun for a while. And you wanted to fix it and get it back to where it was. And this person just kept pulling away. And it hurts to accept that as the answer, that it's really over, without them ever telling you. So you're kind of left high and dry to figure out the answer on your own, which is harder than having someone tell you to your face. But either way, you have your answer. You have your answer. So this is about doing an about face. No more running after, no more seeking answers, no more demanding or no more drama. You don't want any drama anymore. Doing an about face, being open to what is coming. You're not one to sit idly by. That doesn't suit you. It's probably doubly hard kind of being sequestered at home. But things aren't slowing down very much for you, even though there is this whole, like, we're kind of all separate now because of what's going on. You've still got a lot going on. So you're going to be plenty busy working through this. Just make sure you make time to connect with yourself and do something that is just for you, that resources you. Because this is a lot of that can-do proactive energy that needs an outlet. So if you're not on shift for the day or working, make sure that it's time spent on you. Because if you're not investing it in yourself, this type of Gemini that I'm reading for, you're going to go out and create business or busyness with something or someone else. For the Geminis I'm reading for, a lot of you are going to go, that's not me. This isn't your reading. This is for the Geminis that have a lot of energy and need to be kept busy. Otherwise, there could be something like this, like machinating or stirring up drama where it's done and over and you got someone kind of pulling back and you're like, but wait. Take that energy and keep it in-house. This is great for clearing out the garage, for getting your internal affairs in order, for resourcing and investing in yourself. And there's no judgment or shade here. Like, you need to calm down. I'm not saying that at all. This energy serves you very well. This person does not deserve that from you anymore. This energy gets to be kept in-house now for you, resourcing yourself, doing what you want around the house, in your own life, reaching out to friends and family who could use this can-do energy, this dynamic mental energy to help them out in their life and their problems and the problem solving for them, figuring things out. What are we going to do about this? Okay, how can we do? No more with this person. They don't deserve it from you. They didn't appreciate it. All right. That's enough talking. That's more than I wanted to talk. Some of these have run long. I don't want you feeling bad about this, because this is who you are, and it's time to be able to move on from this person that didn't appreciate that about you. And at the same time, this is you reinvesting that energy in yourself. Not looking to throw it at people or to involve people that don't want to be involved in it. All right. I hope this was helpful, Gemini. I hope to see you in the next reading. You take care, and love and support to you. And all right. Okay. Take care.